Happy Tuesday. Thanks for being here. And we are talking about the triumphant entry. And now Jesus has come to claim Jerusalem as his own. And the good news of the gospel is how Jesus comes to us. I'm not going to sit here and tell you 10 easy steps or the 10 things you have to do to get to Jesus. The good news is that Jesus has come to you and come to me. And his arrival provokes spontaneous praise. People are shouting, Hosanna, Hosanna, which means blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord. Welcome to the one who the Lord has sent. And they do this recognizing as best they could that Jesus is indeed the Messiah. This, of course, sets off the religious leaders who confront Jesus and say, listen, you have to stop your people from saying this. And Jesus says, if they don't cry out, if they don't praise, the rocks around me will cry out. Now, we don't know where these rocks were. Obviously, the text doesn't tell us. From our archaeology and people who go over there and dig in the dirt and figure something, we got a couple of guesses. One, it could have been rocks piled up by the gate. Stones were taken out of the road, getting out of the way of the horses, and people would just throw them out of the way, and there may have just been piles there. Some people say it was the stones on top of the tombs. There's a burial ground very near where Jesus went in, and when Jewish people visit the tombs of their loved ones, they put a rock on top of that grave. It's a way that they say, hey, I was here, I remember. It's a stone of remembrance. And it's kind of interesting that Jesus would point to those stones and says the very stones that are marking the place of the dead, that are the stones of grief, will cry out and praise me if my people don't. Kind of an interesting thing there. But we do have this however you want to interpret it, this thing about nature itself will cry out the glory of God if the people of God don't. The glory of the sunrise, the beauty of the sunset, the majesty of the solar system, and the awesomeness that you're overcome with, just the awe that you're overcome with anytime you find a good telescope and look deep, deep into space. The creation around us tells us there has been an artist at work. The encounter with God brings praise. Yes, it brings confession. Yes, it brings awe and wonder and fear. But it also brings praise because you have to respond to his glory. You have to respond to his goodness. You have to respond to his essence, who he is. And when he just walks in the room. A buddy of mine says that every time your wife walks into a room, your response should be, and you should treat her with awe and curiosity and wonder. And every time God walks into your life, however he does it, whenever he does it, the response is one of awe and praise. You shout, you sing, you raise your hands, you bow your head. You're overcome with his goodness and your glory and his glory, and you have to respond. So I pray today, when Christ draws near to you, that you will respond with praise and adoration so that the rocks around you don't have to. I'll give you about 60 seconds, and I'll see you tomorrow.